Welcome back to the Spoonie and Caregiver Life podcast with me, your host, Jordan Banderas. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any episodes of the podcast. And let's go ahead and get into today's episode, shall we? The holiday season has arrived. Joy should be upon us, right? But when you have a chronic illness, the fun the world projects on how you should feel about the holidays may never be seen or enjoyed. Don't get me wrong, I love the holidays, I truly do. Unfortunately though, I have seen how hard the seasons of joy are on my wife. Year after year, she fights through them since there is a huge expectation that you have to be jolly and enjoy the holidays, or you're going to be considered a Grinch. Have you ever felt like that? But when you're in chronic pain, have insomnia, and anything else that could be afflicting you, can you really be jolly and enjoy it when you're suffering inside? That's a good question, right? Now, you may think that facing your family is the worst part. Sometimes it is, but it is not always the case from what I have seen. The worst part, I believe, is traveling. It doesn't matter if it's by car, train, or plane. The other day, the news mentioned how over 100 million people will travel by car for the holidays. That got me thinking about how tiring it is to travel in a vehicle. Still, it has to be excruciating when you have chronic pain or any condition that makes you uncomfortable sitting for an extended period of time. Can you imagine being in chronic pain or something like that and having to sit for hours at a time in a very cramped place? Like, it's gonna hurt. So pretty much, traveling becomes a nightmare. And if you need a wheelchair or a mobility aid, it's even worse because you may have to ask for help or be unable to locate one at all. And it will be best if you were careful with whom you travel with, as they may not be as tolerant of your sickness or disabilities as you thought. You never know until you travel with someone, right? And let's just say you finally make it to the family gathering because it's tradition to go. You must go. So you're not the black sheep, right? So you put on your best attitude, uncomfortable clothes, makeup, or wherever you feel semi-normal in, and not sick for one day. The worst part about all of it is that someone at the party always has the guts to ask, "Are you still sick?" And if you say yes, they may come back with a, "You look okay today." And when someone says that, you know you want to get out of there and go back to your comfy bed, even if it's your family. But you feel like if you do that, you'll always be the sick one. Oh, and don't forget the great gift exchange. I almost forgot about that one, which may cause horrible anxiety for many. You may feel that you have to get your friends or family the best gifts, or you may not meet their expectations. The reason why I'm saying this is because buying gifts when you also have to get your medications is tricky, since you want to spoil everyone. But you need your medications as well, and they can be as expensive as a Christmas gift. You might as well tell your family that you want money instead of a gift just to afford your medications next year. I have thought about that, actually. That's why I think it's a great idea right now. Now, here's the downside with the holidays. And that is that many people with chronic conditions can't work an entire shift or are on disability. so they don't make much money to be able to afford the holidays, and many of them get into even more debt to do so. So how is that fair to them when they are already stretched thin and need to be part of the celebrations? I don't think it's fair, but that's a question that I'll leave out for you guys, and I hope I can hear your answer in the comments. But with that said, if you are struggling with the holidays, remember that you can say no to family dinners, company parties, traveling, and even gift exchanging, since you have to think about what is best for you. I know your family and friends may never understand, but that doesn't matter as long as you feel better by not doing all of that and can afford your prescriptions and treatments after all. That is something that a lot of people are struggling right now, being able to afford their medications and treatments. And during the holidays, it gets even worse. And don't forget that starting January 1st, the insurance starts all over, so a lot of people have to pay all their co-pays and everything and deductibles. So at the beginning of the year, there's a whole new expense. It's not just the holiday, it's the expense that starts on January 1st when you have to start paying all your medications as well if you haven't hit catastrophic or anything like that. I know this firsthand, so I know how hard it is. That's why I wanted to talk about this. And I hope to hear your guys' answers about the questions that I asked on the episode. And once again, thank you for all your support, all the feedback that I have received. We are growing. We have more listeners. We have more supporters. I really, really enjoy this. And I really enjoy doing the podcast. So it's all thanks to you. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you want to share your story, you can post it on the Facebook community, the Spoonie and Caregiver Life community, or you can email it to me anonymously at the spoonieandcaregiverlife@gmail.com. And I'll leave you like always. Always take care of yourself and have a great day.